Hi guys! So as most of you know, if you follow me or you are a friend or family member, which most of my friends and family don't even know my full test results. So I am going to go over everything that came back in my testing. I have been dealing with a lot of physical problems. The main issue that I was having is complete exhaustion, where I felt like I could not even function some days. I could not get enough sleep. I would sleep up to like 15 hours a day and I would still be exhausted. And then some nights I just could not sleep at all. My whole sleeping was completely a mess. Another thing that was horrible is all of my digestive problems, where I would fluctuate from severe constipation to diarrhea, gas, bloating. Every time I ate, my stomach would blow up and it would cause me so much pain. And I had a full abdominal repair with mesh a little over a year ago, and I have a lot of scar tissue. So if my stomach gets distended at all, it feels like someone is just burning inside of my stomach with like a hot poker in there, and it just burns and burns. So I could not figure out what to eat. So I did a video on what I am now eating. Today is my video day. I did a video on what I'm eating, and this video is on all of my test results and the supplements that I'm taking to help me. I was going to do it in two separate parts, but I think I'm just going to do it all at once so you can see what tests I had done, what my results are, and all of these supplements that I'm taking to heal my body naturally. So for me, this all started, I think I've always kind of had an issue with my digestive system, but it got really bad. It was over 2 years ago that I was trying to figure out where all my abdominal pain was coming from. And I think I was going through intestinal issues at the same time that the old mesh that was in my belly was moving through my abdominal wall and going into my intestines. So the old mesh wasn't where it was supposed to be. So I think that's where all of my eating problems started. So once I found out that I had the old mesh in my belly, they were 3 pieces, were moving through my abdominal wall and touching my intestines, I went to the doctor and scheduled the surgery to get the old mesh removed and to get a full sheet put in so it wouldn't move anymore. And they put it in between the muscles and sewed it all in there. So about 2 weeks after my surgery, I started having increased pain and I couldn't figure out what it was. It was almost like if you guys have ever had a child and gone through labor and it was just that intense pain, and then it would like let up and then it was intense pain. That's the only way that I could explain it. I actually, my husband filmed my whole journey going through this surgery, and I will show you guys a video of how bad the intestinal blockage was. This was 14 hours later, what you're looking at here, of me being in excruciating pain. I was maxed out on IV painkillers and I was still just doubled over in pain. And finally my husband said, look, you need to send her in for another CAT scan or I'm gonna like lose it here. So finally they sent me in. They immediately saw the bowel blockage. They came up, put in the NG tube. I projectile vomited all over my poor husband. Oh, I love this man so much. And I had to go back into the hospital. They kept the NG tube in for 3 days, and enema after enema, tons of laxatives. So they sent me home on a low fiber, low residue diet for 30 days. So for 30 days, all I was eating is basically crackers because I'm a vegan. So there's really nothing else to eat that's low fiber. I had like saltine crackers, cream of wheat, white rice. I basically got no nutrition for a full 30 days. So as soon as the 30 days was up, I was like, yes, I get to eat again. And I had been on major laxatives through this whole time because I didn't want the bowel blockage to come back. So I remember it was Mother's Day that I was able to start eating again. And I had some of my mother-in-law's amazing carrot cake. It was vegan, gluten-free carrot cake, and I was so excited. Oh, I was in so much pain. I was like, oh, maybe it's too soon. Well, ever since then, I have been struggling with constipation, and then all of the laxatives, and then diarrhea, and severe bloating, not able to eat anything. I tried so many different ways of eating. I tried doing just like a balanced vegan diet. And I've been a vegetarian basically my whole life since I was a little kid, like 9 years old. And I became a full vegan 2 years ago, and I will never go back to eating animal products. So this was my choice, and I already knew that it felt right for me to be a vegan, and I felt good about the whole vegan lifestyle. So that is when I really had no idea what to eat, because once you go completely vegan, it is a lot of high fiber, hard to digest food, especially like vegetables. So I was just at a loss. I tried eating a balanced diet, then I tried, as most of you guys know, I had a completely raw vegan eating for a while. That made me feel so good, and I really thought that was the answer to everything. But then I realized that I had to eat vegetables also. I couldn't just only eat fruit. And every time that I would eat some vegetables, my stomach would start hurting and blowing up again, and there were certain fruits that I wasn't able to eat. So again, I felt like I wasn't getting enough nutrients. And the crazy thing is that I was not losing weight. Like right before my major abdominal repair, I had gained like 10 pounds just for no reason. And I was eating still super healthy, super clean. And I'm like, where is this weight coming from? But I was thinking, maybe it's just stress. Maybe I'm just like scared about this major surgery I have coming up. My body was under a lot of stress with the mesh going into my intestines. I could feel that my foods weren't digesting correctly. So I kind of just put it off, like my body and my mind was going through a lot of stress at the time. So now we're like 17 months after my surgery, and I cannot take off that last 10 pounds. It won't move. And the crazy thing is that I would think that I was losing weight when the swelling would go down on my stomach, but I really wasn't losing any pounds. Like I took this picture here when I thought that I was finally getting rid of that last 10 pounds, that my body was finally letting go of it. And you can see like my stomach is completely flat, it's like ripped, but literally the next morning I woke up and I looked like I was pregnant. So I was like, what is going on? This is not making sense. So I was going to doctor after doctor after doctor, test after test, everything was coming back negative. I went to an endocrinologist, a well-known endocrinologist. I loved her. She was wonderful. She did every test she could possibly think of, just even things that she normally wouldn't do, she did for me. Every single test came back negative. You start to feel like you're going crazy. Like I couldn't even function. I was so miserable, and I felt like my hormones were going crazy. I had no energy. I was in so much pain in my stomach. There were just so many symptoms I was having. I just didn't know where to turn. I couldn't figure it out. And it's so hard to think rationally and logically when you're in pain and you're exhausted. And if you guys are going through anything similar, you know what I'm talking about. I actually even went to my primary care doctor and set up an appointment. I was going to give in and go on antidepressants because I thought that's what was going on. I'm like, every test that I'm having is coming back negative. Maybe there's something going on psychological that I can't figure out, even though in the back of my mind I knew. Like, I always know just to trust my body and trust myself no matter what the doctors say, no matter what anybody says to you, you know inside if something is wrong. And I knew I wasn't depressed. Maybe I felt depressed once in a while because of what I was going through, but it wasn't that I was just dealing with depression. I was feeling depressed because of all of my symptoms and physical problems. And right before my appointment came up, I'm like, screw this. I'm not going on antidepressant medication when I know that it's not that I'm depressed. Like, there's something wrong in my body. Something is not working. The weight wasn't coming off. I was feeling like crap. I was exhausted. I knew there was something else going on. And there were actually 2 different doctors that I went to that told me, oh, well, you have to realize you're getting old, and this is when people start putting on weight around your age. And I'm like, I literally left there with, remember those cartoons where the smoke would come out of the ears and they would just like turn bright red? That was me. I was like, my poor husband, I'm in the car and I'm like, whoo! I was like so angry and I was crying and I was like, these freaking idiots. Like, I am a vegan. I take care of myself. I watch every ounce of food that I put into my body. I am taking care of my body, but my body's not responding. But these doctors are not listening to me. They're like, oh, you're old, that's why you're getting fat. That is so not true. And you guys, if you are doing everything you can to eat healthy and to put the right foods into your body, you're not doing drugs, you're not taking any kind of like medication that would force you to gain weight or lose weight, you're not drinking too much, you're putting healthy foods into your body, you're getting enough sleep, you're trying to keep your stress level down, you know, I mean, you're only fooling yourself if you're saying, oh yeah, I do all of those things, but you truly don't. If you do all of those things and you know that you are treating your body the best way that you possibly can and your body's not responding, where you're either gaining weight and can't lose it, or you're losing weight and can't gain weight, either way, there is something wrong. There is something physically wrong, and don't give up, you guys. Don't give up. I know it's so frustrating, but you can figure it out. Trust me, when I went through all of this with my husband, watching me, like, he kept saying, you're so strong, but he saw me fall apart so many days. That couch back there behind me, that's where I lived for so long. I couldn't even like get up and make it over to my computer to work. I would just lay there and cry, and I was so miserable. That's when I realized that I had to start figuring something else out. And my husband is a chiropractic physician. He also practices functional medicine, and he is with another doctor, another functional medicine doctor, helping me figure out all of the testing that I needed to do and all of the supplements that I needed to get better. Now, I've been to 2 other functional medicine doctors before this, and they didn't do physical blood, urine, stool testing. Oh, and saliva. So those are all of the tests that I had done: blood, urine, stool, and saliva. So I kind of felt like I wasn't really finding out what was going on in my body. And once I got all of my testing figured out that I was going to get, I'll let you guys know all of the tests that I had done. So the first test that I had done was a Dutch hormone test. It was a complete test. The next test was an ion test, ION. The next test I had was a full adrenal profile. The next test was GI effects. And the next test was an EPSTEIN BARR profile test. and I had a full thyroid panel done. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys about this. If you have any thyroid issues and you feel like you're not getting better, or it's just kind of keeping it under control, and your weight is either super low or super high, you can't gain weight, you can't lose weight, you still feel tired, the bottom line is, if you know that you can feel better, but you don't feel your best, and you're just settling with the symptoms you have, that's not okay, you guys. Like, we deserve to feel our best so that we can be the best person that we're here to be. That was why I was so passionate about figuring out what was wrong. There is no way that I was going to accept feeling like crap, or feeling kind of okay, or feeling like I was just surviving. No, I want to feel my absolute best so I can be the best person that I was put on this earth to be. I want all of the energy. I want all of my brain power. I want all of the calmness inside of me so that I can learn and grow and share and just be the best person. So especially if you have thyroid issues and you have not had every single one of these tests done, go back to your doctor and get them done. And I'm telling you that if they give you a hard time about getting this full panel of thyroid testing done, find another doctor. You deserve to have a doctor that is going to work with you and listen and that cares about your health. So here are the thyroid tests, the full panel of thyroid tests, which is TSH. The next one is total T4, total T3, free T4, free T3, thyroid, peroxidase, I don't know how to say that, peroxidase, peroxidase, antibody, TPOAb. The next one is thyroglobulin, antibody, TgAb. And the next one is reverse T3. So if you guys have a thyroid issue and you don't feel like it's completely under control as far as your weight and your energy and all of your symptoms, go and get all of these tests done and find out what you're low, where you're high, what you need. So with that said, my test results, I have Hashimoto's thyroiditis. And my results showed that my free T4 and my free T3 are low, and I am starting on medication called NP Thyroid. And NP Thyroid has T4 and T3 to help your body convert the hormones correctly. So that was my first result, and I had actually had my thyroid tested before because my younger sister has had Hashimoto's since she was a little kid and been on medication ever since for the rest of her life. And my mother, she does not have Hashimoto's as far as she knows. She really needs to get all these tests done. I just talked to her about it. But she had thyroid surgery. So it does run in the family. And my daughter also had something was found in her thyroid when she delivered her daughter in the hospital that they found, and she needs to get these tests and follow up. So you guys, I know you're watching this, go to your doctor and get these tests done so you can feel better. So when I had my thyroid tested before, they just did the basic thyroid testing, which came back negative every time that I had it done, but they never did the full panel that I just told you guys. And even this time, the regular stuff that they normally test for was fine. And even my doctor was like, this is really weird. Like, your T3 is normal, but your free T3 is low. So you've got to get the full panel of blood work done to find out what's truly going on in your body. So that was the first thing that they found. The next thing that they found through all of this testing is I have SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So my small intestine is full of bacterial overgrowth. and there's not supposed to be bacteria or any of that bad bacteria in your small intestine. And a big reason why that happens is after abdominal surgery, which I just had. Also, I am taking a proton pump inhibitor for severe acid reflux. What a proton pump inhibitor does is it stops the acid, so you're not having that severe heartburn anymore, but it also stops the acid from producing in your stomach. You need that acid to break down your food and to kill off bacteria. So I'm taking this prescription medication, Dexilin, every single day to stop from being in pain with all of this heartburn, but it was allowing all of this intestinal bacteria to overgrow. And another thing is Epstein-Barr virus, and that also came back positive. That totally makes sense, which I didn't realize any of this before, but when I was a kid around, I think it was like 8 years old, it was in 3rd grade, maybe it was 9 years old, I got mono, and mono is usually kids in college end up getting. It's like the kissing disease because it's transmitted through mostly saliva. Obviously, I wasn't kissing anybody at 8 years old, but I could have shared a glass with someone, or somehow something got transferred as a child, and that's the only thing that I could think of how that would possibly happen. I had mono. I remember I had a tutor. I was out of school for like 3 months, and I remember just being so exhausted. So I kind of feel like I never really got my energy back, and between the time of like 8 and 12 years old, I had mono 3 times. I tested positive 3 times, and you're only supposed to be able to test positive for mono 1 time. No idea how that happened. It's almost like it just never went away, or it kind of stayed dormant and came back. Well, Epstein-Barr is basically what causes mono. So it can stay dormant in your body for years and years, and especially if you've ever had mono, it reactivates as Epstein-Barr later in life. And most of us have this virus in our body, and a lot of us can fight it off, but a lot of us can't. So here is all of the supplements that I am currently taking, and I will tell you what I'm taking and why I'm taking it. So the first thing that I'm taking is magnesium malate. And magnesium malate is a naturally occurring substance that helps the production of energy. It's also essential for the health of heart, bones, and kidneys. It helps with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. The next thing I'm taking is called KAPP AREST. And KAPP AREST is an anti-inflammatory, and you take this in place of Motrin or ibuprofen. I had to stop taking Motrin because I had a colonoscopy and an endoscopy to try and figure out what was going on here. Every single thing came back clean, negative, everything was fine, except for I have an ulcer right where my esophagus meets my stomach, which is from too much Motrin or ibuprofen. So I can't take that anymore. And I'm trying to heal my esophagus so I can stop taking my daily proton pump inhibitor. The next supplement I'm taking is called CATECHOLA. And CATECHOLA helps relieve stress and anxiety. It helps your adrenal glands process cortisol. The next supplement I'm taking is ferritin. And ferritin raises low iron levels. It helps with hair loss due to low ferritin. The next thing I'm taking is L-CARNITINE powder. And I take a heaping ½ teaspoon every day, and I put it in a big thing of water, and you just drink it. It has like kind of a smooth lemony flavor. It actually tastes really good and makes water easy to drink. So the L-CARNITINE helps to produce energy, reduce fatigue. It's an appetite suppressant, It's for fat metabolism and weight loss and brain health. The next thing I take is called RESVERA SIRT-HP. And RESVERA SIRT-HP is anti-cancer, antiviral, anti-aging, anti-inflammatory. It helps with energy metabolism, anti-stress, and cell survival. The next thing that I take is Omega GENICS EPA-DHA 300 algae. And this is comparable to fish oil, but since I'm a vegan, I won't take any animal products in my supplements. So all of these supplements that I'm showing you here are completely 100% vegan. So this is algae based instead of fish oil. So the algae is vegan omega-3 fatty acids. It's for healthy cardiovascular, immune, and overall health. The next thing I take is vitamin D 5000. And this is for the regulation of calcium and phosphorus absorption, maintenance of healthy bones and teeth. It's suggested to supply a protective effect against multiple diseases and conditions such as cancer, type 1 diabetes, and multiple sclerosis. The next thing I take is vitamin C, 1000 milligrams. And vitamin C is an antioxidant. It helps the body produce collagen, strengthens the immune system to fight off illness, helps to lower blood pressure, protects cardiovascular health, helps with mood, brain function, wound healing, stroke, cancer, and cataracts, eye disease. Now, all of these things I'm telling you that they do, I don't have every one of these conditions. I'm just telling you basically what they will do and how they can help you. The next thing that I take is My Kind Woman's Multi 40 Plus Vegan Vitamins. And this is a multivitamin with extra B vitamin and vegan Bs, because vegans always need some kind of a B supplement. So B vitamins do have animal products in them unless they specifically say they're vegan Bs. The next thing I take is PHYTOCERAMIDES or LIPOWHEAT. And this keeps skin hydrated and plump. It's anti-aging, it reduces wrinkles, and helps dry skin and dandruff. I started taking this a few years ago, and ever since then, my skin has definitely been more hydrated. I never ever get dandruff anymore. And I used to get like dry patches on my arms, especially in the winter. I never get that anymore, so I have been taking this for years and swear by it. The next thing that I'm taking is a glutathione, and this you have to keep refrigerated. This is an antioxidant to protect you from the effects of physical and emotional stress, pathogens, toxins, free radicals, and aging. This I'll keep out here. The next thing I take is Vegan True Essential Enzymes, and most enzymes also have animal products. Actually, most supplements have animal products in them, and like I said, all of these are vegan. So these are essential enzymes, and I take 1 to 2 pills before I eat. Like if I'm having, say, a cup of pineapple that already has natural enzymes in it, I won't take this. But if I'm having like some nuts or anything that's a little bit heavier, I will take 2 of these before I eat. And these greatly improve symptoms of acid reflux, bloating, constipation, IBS. It helps to heal leaky gut by taking the stress off of the GI tract. It helps your body digest protein and sugar like gluten, casein, and lactose. It enhances nutrition absorption and prevents nutritional deficiency. Crohn's disease may result in enzyme deficiency. The next thing I take is phenylalanine. And this is an essential amino acid found in animal products, used for depression, ADHD, Parkinson's disease, chronic pain, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, alcohol withdrawal symptoms, and skin disease called vitiligo. Some people apply it directly to the skin for vitiligo. And I actually have a friend, her name is Lisa, and she was telling me that she couldn't figure out what to do with her vitiligo. So Lisa, if you're watching this, try this phenylalanine. So I have to remember to let her know. The next thing that I take is berberine and oil of oregano. And I alternate these. This one is Candibactin AR. And this one is berberine. So these I use for the bacterial overgrowth, and this kills the bacterial overgrowth. So the oil of oregano promotes digestion by increasing the secretion of digestive juices, and it also increases nutrient digestibility with enzymes which aid in absorbing food. It reduces menopausal symptoms and regulates menstruation. It helps respiratory and immune system health, and it's known for helping to prevent and treat infections such as UTIs and yeast infections. So this also kills off yeast. If you have a yeast infection, it's not just in your vagina, it's through your whole entire body, literally from your mouth to your toes. So this berberine and oil of oregano will help to kill off the yeast, and it will also help to kill off any bacterial overgrowth in the intestines, which is what I have. So the berberine is a natural antibiotic, and it destroys harmful bacteria while keeping helpful probiotic bacteria intact. And that's the thing, if you are diagnosed with SIBO or bacterial overgrowth in your intestines, a traditional medical doctor will give you antibiotics, and antibiotics may help the symptoms, but it's also killing off the good bacteria that you need. And from what I've read, a lot of people that are taking actual antibiotics for SIBO, it keeps coming back and back and back. So that's why I'm alternating these two natural antibiotics to kill off the bacteria. And I am having some die-off symptoms, which is causing some loose stools, and in the very beginning it was diarrhea, but you just adjust the dosage that you're taking so that if you're going, like if I'm home during the day, I don't care. I'll take as much as I'm supposed to take, and I don't care if I'm in the bathroom all day. It's actually a relief from being so constipated, so I don't mind at all. But if I know I'm going somewhere that day, then I'll back off on it, or I may not take it for like a dose or two. So it's easy to figure out when you're going to end up having die-off symptoms, but you need to have that die-off, and basically it will show that it's killing all of the bad bacteria in your body. So it's a natural antibiotic, destroys harmful bacteria while helping probiotic bacteria stay intact. It kills parasites, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, yeast infections, and reduces inflammation. The berberine also improves metabolism, digestion, and physical stamina. It supports healthy blood sugar levels, improves insulin sensitivity, and balances cholesterol and triglycerides. It helps to maintain normal blood pressure levels also. The next thing that I'm taking is Ultravirex. And Ultravirex helps to fight off colds, flus, viruses. It boosts your immune system for viral conditions, liver virus, herpes, chickenpox, shingles, and respiratory virus. Also the Epstein-Barr virus, which I have, also known as human herpes virus 4. It is a member of the herpes virus family. It is one of the most common human viruses. EBV is found all over the world. Most people get infected with EBV at some point in their lives. EBV spreads most commonly through bodily fluids, primarily saliva. EBV can cause infectious mononucleosis, called mono, which I had as a kid, and mono stays in your body and can get reactivated into the Epstein-Barr virus, which is what happened to me. 2 more supplements that I just started taking. My husband was doing some research on how to heal the ulcer in my esophagus so I can get off of my proton pump inhibitor. And the 2 supplements that I'm taking to heal my esophagus are echinacea and GENICS complex. And for my symptoms, when they start flaring up and I feel really bloated and nauseous and don't feel good from eating, I've been taking this Herbogast. And this is a liquid. It's for stomach pain, bloating, nausea, heartburn, and gastrointestinal cramps. And this is all natural. It has angelica root, chamomile, caraway, licorice root, and it's a liquid. And what I do is just get like a little shot glass and put like an ounce of water, and then I drop 20 drops in there and just chug it like a shot, and that has definitely helped me a lot. And what I would recommend if you're not getting anywhere with the doctors that you've seen so far is to go to a functional medicine doctor in your area. If you don't know where to find one, you can Google it in your area, just look up functional medicine. Just make sure they do testing that involves like blood, stool, saliva, so that you can really find out what's going on in your body. If you can't find someone in your area, my husband will help you. You can call his office, Vitruvian Wellness Center. The phone number is 413-734-6245. It's Dr. Ransom Morin, and what you ask for is a functional medicine health assessment. So if you can't find someone in your area that you can go and see, call my husband. He will help you guys figure out what's going on with you. You will fill out the health assessment. He'll go over it, figure out what testing you need done. You'll get the test done, and then he will go over with you what supplements he recommends and any dietary changes. And he will continue to follow up with you and help you just like he helped me. So I really hope this helped you guys. Don't give up. You deserve to be happy and healthy. Share this with anyone you can think of that is having any health issues that you just can't get resolved, because I promise you, if you find a good functional medicine doctor, they will get to the root of what is going on in your body. So functional medicine will get to the root cause of what is causing your symptoms, and they will heal you with supplements and nutrition instead of just a prescription medication to cover up the symptoms. I'm not saying to stop taking your prescription medication. You may need to take the medication for the rest of your life. I have no idea, just like I may have to take my thyroid medication for the rest of my life, which that is a good probability. So I hope this helped you guys. I love you so much. Bye.